guys, welcome back to Magic TV. It's been a couple of weeks. It's been about 3 weeks since I've posted a proper video on this channel. And this is my first video back. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you, I didn't think I'd be posting again this soon. But I feel good, I feel refreshed, I've had a proper break, and I feel much better. So this is kind of a magic news. This is going to be talking about what's happened in the magic industry and in the magic community while I've been away, and just kind of catching you up on where this channel has been, just in case you've missed some of the drama that's taken place since Blackpool. And I don't want to dwell on the drama by any stretch of the imagination. What I will say is just to catch people up to date on what's gone on. So since Blackpool, I've kind of not been in a particularly great place, and there's been a few different reasons for that. I've had a few things going on in my personal life, and also there's been quite a lot of vocal negativity towards me over the over kind of February and March. And it kind of came to a head, and it got to a point where I was just like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. And I made a video saying, I'm done, I'm going away. I'm not going to, I don't know how long I'm going to be away. And it could be a while. It could be a day, it could be a week, it could be a month, it could be forever, I don't know. And genuinely, when I made that video, I just needed to stop for a while. I've been making videos on Magic TV now since 2020. I started this channel in lockdown, at the beginning of lockdown, and since the beginning of lockdown I've put a video up every single day, come rain or shine. Over Christmas, put a video up. While Ryland was on Britain's Got Talent, put videos up. If you go back and look at the videos that went up during Britain's Got Talent, I was actually filming videos in the hotel that Ryland was staying in with me and my family, filming videos while Ryland was doing Britain's Got Talent. Same with America's Got Talent. I've put videos up while I've been sick. I've put videos up while I've been really ill. I've put videos up when I should have been working. I haven't missed a day in years. And it got to a point where I was just like, I didn't know whether I wanted to do this or not. And I just knew I wanted to kind of step away and kind of just reevaluate what I want. Because to anybody who's done YouTube, anyone who's done any sort of content creation will tell you that this is a very difficult thing to do. It's not easy. You've got to have the right frame of mind, because you have to put a lot of work in, and you have to put a lot of effort in order to make content that people are going to like, or you hope people are going to like. And when you see kind of a certain level of negativity happening again and again and again, it kind of makes you question whether you want to carry on doing it or not. And I've had that all the way through doing YouTube. I've had that, it's a standing joke. You speak to anybody and people will say, Craig Petty's Marmite, you either love him or hate him. So I've always had a certain level of people going, well, I don't know Craig. I don't like Craig. I don't know him. I don't like him. He's not my cup of tea. But it kind of got a little bit worse since Blackpool, and there was quite a vocal minority that was going on about the atomic deck, and myself and Lloyd and Lloyd Barnes and David from Unbiased Magic Reviews got into this whole kind of three-way dance where I'd make a video about David, David would make a video about me, Lloyd would make a video about David, David would make a video about Lloyd, I'd make a video, and it just went on and on and on, and it was not the type of content that I wanted to put on this channel. It just really wasn't, which is why when I kind of made my last video on the subject, I was like, well, I'm stepping away. And honestly, I thought I was going to be away for a lot longer. The reason I haven't been, there's a couple of different reasons. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks. And the reason it's been only 2 or 3 weeks, I say only, that's a big, long time for me. But the reason it's been a couple of weeks is because David reached out to me, and me and David communicated, and we both agreed that we should end the negativity. We both agreed that we're getting into this endless cycle. We make so many videos about each other. So we all agreed, myself, Lloyd, and David all agreed that we're going to stop making videos on each other. David's going to stop making videos on me and Lloyd. I'm going to stop making videos on David. Lloyd's going to stop making videos on David, just so that we can all focus on the positivity behind things. Because the thing is, David's channel, and I've said this before in the past, Unbiased Magic Reviews, very knowledgeable guy, some of the videos that he produces are exceptional. Lloyd, I don't think there's many people that are better at putting tutorials out on the internet. It's why he's got over 100,000 subscribers. And I'm best at doing this channel where I get to do what I want to do. Talk about how to cope with nerves, talk about what's the best trick for this situation, what's the best trick for that situation. Sitting here with Matt, sitting here with Ryland, doing stuff that I consider to be positive. What I'm not good at is, well, I say I'm not good at it, but the thing I don't like doing is constantly making videos that have a negative slant to them. So we all agreed to move on. And that was one element for me to come back. It was kind of like, well, you know, speaking to David was kind of cathartic. Is that the word, cathartic? I can't remember the word. It released a lot of tension that I had. It was also good to get away for a couple of weeks. I've been in Columbus for the last couple of weeks. I have been filming projects, but I brought my family over there with me as well. Ryland was working in the P3 Theatre, but we also got a lot of time to hang out and just relax. And it was kind of almost like a holiday, a busman's holiday. And I haven't had a break like that for a long time. You got to remember, I've been doing this, you know, since 2020. I can't remember the last time I had a holiday. So a combination of having a break with my fam, as well as reaching out to David, those were two big aspects of me bringing the channel back. And the other thing was, honestly, you know, paraphrasing Johnny Lawrence from Cobra Kai, I was being a bit of a pussy, if I'm completely honest. You know, I think that the stuff that people were saying to do with the atomic deck, it made me a bit of a mopey bitch, if I'm completely honest. And yeah, there was a lot of negativity, and yes, there was a lot of people saying really mean things about me and my family, but that's nothing that I haven't dealt with before. I think it was a combination of that with a lot of stuff that was going on in my personal life, which I don't want to get into. And a combination of all of that, normally I can deal with it, and I just couldn't deal with it anymore, I'll be completely honest with you. So what made that change? Because negativity is still going to be there. I've seen people, you know, I put a video up from Penguin saying, hey, I'm going to be coming back, I'm going to be interviewing David. And I saw, you know, a thread somewhere where people were like, well, are we just brushing everything that was said under the carpet? No, we're not brushing everything that was said under the carpet, but I just want to focus on making positive videos. That's what I want to do. I want to focus on making positive videos. So I know the negativity is not going to go away, but what kind of helped me through it is a couple of things. First of all, the Atomic Deck Facebook page, Facebook group. There's like 800 odd people in there or something like that, sharing ideas constantly, sharing performance videos constantly, talking about how much they perform the Atomic Deck, how much they love the Atomic Deck, how much the Atomic Deck is now a part of their show. And it's like, well, okay, you know, I know a lot of people were, or it felt like a lot of people were having a go. It was a small minority. But you see all of these people performing it and loving it. And the amount of messages that I've had and the amount of support I've had from people going, I've bought this trick, I think it's the best trick ever, kind of makes me realize, and that's, as a magic creator, that's one of the most important things that you can do. Which is, you know, not everybody is going to love everything. It's impossible for everybody to love everything. I don't think there's anybody out there that's got every single one of my tricks and uses every single one of my tricks, other than maybe me. But all I can do is put out into the world a trick that I consider to be the best it can possibly be. And as long as it's not a half-arsed thing, as long as it's something that I honestly believe adds value to the community, then you know, I'm good with it. And the fact is, a lot of people are using this. I spent 3 years working on it. It genuinely is the closer to my show. Yeah, it kind of made me realize, you know, I put something out there, I love it, surely that should be enough. And then the other thing that really helped was the positivity, the amount of people that contacted me, the amount of people that messaged me. It's been impossible to get back to everyone. I've tried to get back to as many people as possible, but it's almost impossible. And, you know, just the amount of positivity that was kind of being pushed out in my direction, just people saying, hey, you know, please don't stop Magic TV, it's had a big impact. And it's those people, and I sometimes forget this, and you know, maybe this is a lesson to everybody. I have this real problem that I always focus on the negative. I can have 100 people saying something positive about me and one person say something negative, and I go, well, hang on a minute, there's that negative situation here, you know, and kind of gets to me, and I think it does to a lot of people, but it's something that I personally need to work on, because I need to focus on the positive. I don't need to focus on the negative. That combined with the fact that I was like, won the Penguin Magic Creator of the Year 3 years in a row. My wife, Sarah, she turned around to me and she said, this year, you've won the Magic Alon Creator of the Year, Mentalism Trick of the Year, Lecture of the Year, Card Trick of the Year, Penguin Magic Lecture of the Year, Penguin Magic Magician of the Year, Penguin Magic Card Trick of the Year, Alakazam Creator of the Year, Magic Cafe Creator of the Year. You've won every single award that there is to be won. And these are all voted for by people in the community. So you've got people that are voting for you on every single conceivable platform. Those are the people that you should be listening to. And she's right. My wife normally is right. And that is the most important thing, that I need to remember why I set this channel up in the first place. And I think I lost sight of that, a little bit, to be honest. And I was just going through the motions, and I was putting videos out because I felt that that's what I do. I just sit here and I make videos. And when I stopped, it was because I wanted to work out whether it was something I wanted to carry on doing. And I kind of missed it. I didn't kind of miss it. I did miss it. So I missed sharing advice that I've collected over the last 30 years, advice that I know is helping people in the community. So a combination of missing it, a combination of just, seeing all the positive output, seeing all of those awards, that have been voted for by people within the community, David reaching out to me, a lot of things made me realise, hang on a minute, this is something that I want to do. This is something I want to carry on doing. And so Magic TV is back. And for those people that said, Craig threatened to go away before, why does he do this every few months? I do it every few months. It's because I'm going to try not to do it in the future. But the thing is, you have to understand, I wear my heart on my sleeve. You may love me, you may hate me. And I know a lot of people do hate me, and that's fine. You may love me, you may hate me. But I'm being completely authentic and honest when I speak to you on these channels. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I tell you if I'm pissed off. I tell you if I'm happy. I tell you if I'm sad. I tell you if I'm upset. So when I say, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this anymore, it's because that's what's going through my mind, and I haven't got a filter for this sort of stuff. I share everything. It's not manipulation tactic. It's not me going, well, I just kind of share. Maybe I overshare. I don't know. But you know what? I'm going to try and be more positive moving forward. I'm going to remember why I do this channel, and I do it for the people who watch it. That's why I do it. And so we're back. We're back with a Magic News today, just catching you guys up on what's been going on since I've been away. Now, I am going to do an interview with David from Unbiased Magic Reviews. I've reached out to him today. I didn't want to deal with anything while I was away in Columbus. So I've just come back this morning. And I've sent a message to him. I know he's very busy because he works in a hospital. I'm going to try and get that interview done for Saturday, in which case it'll be the Talk Magic. If not, another video will go up instead. Another Talk Magic will go up, and I'll try and get that for the next Saturday. But I would like to put a pin in this whole thing with David by doing a really great interview with him and talking to you guys, talking to David about, why he got into magic, why he set up a review channel. He's probably one of the most famous hobbyist magicians in the world. So, let's do an interview with him. I think that would be a really good thing to do. And just because he's not mentioning my channel, I'm not mentioning his, Lloyd's not mentioning his, doesn't mean we're not going to highlight issues or anything like that. It just means that we all want to focus on positivity. And honestly, the three of us bring out the worst in each other. And as a community, I think, it's like Max Maven said when he passed away, we can do better, we should do better. It's the same with us, me, Dave, it's me especially, David, Lloyd, we can do better, we will do better. We're going to focus on positivity and not negativity. So David can get back to doing what he does best, I can get back to doing what I do best, and Lloyd can get back to doing what he does best. And as a way of saying, hey, welcome back to the channel, and also a way of apologising, I'm going to be putting a video up tomorrow which is a live lecture. I'm going to do a lecture. I'm going to do a 1 hour video. I'm going to teach you guys a load of unpublished material with a double-backed card. Now, this is stuff that I've never published. It's stuff that I've never talked about on the Netrix, on YouTube, on lectures, or in any product I've brought out. Completely unique magic, and I love double back cards, and this is all stuff that I've never shared before. So tomorrow, 9 o'clock GMT, I'm going to be doing and uploading a lecture to Magic TV, and then on Saturday we'll get back to normal. So Saturday we'll have hopefully an interview with David, if not somebody else, and David will be the following week. Sunday, we're back with the Q&A and with the review show special, and then we'll kick back into things on Monday next week with the Magic news taking place on a Tuesday. So thank you for every single person that reached out to me. Thank you to every single person that had nice things to say. Thank you to every single person that's patiently waited for this channel to come back. It's back, and it's bigger and better than ever before. And with that being said, it's now time to start this week's Magic News. Okay, so a little bit of a fun one. I put an order in over the weekend on off Vanishing Inc. There's a couple of things I wanted, and Vanishing Inc. Had them. I wanted to get the new John Carney book and a couple of other bits and pieces. So I put an order in with Vanishing Inc. and I noticed that they've changed their thanks for buying this, thanks for shopping with us video. Now in the past, the video was Josh and Andy, and it was a hilarious video. I've pointed it out in the past because Josh is sitting next to Andy, and it really does look like Josh is puppeteering Andy. Well, now we've got Josh and mini Andy. We've got this like 6-year-old kid, 7-year-old kid that's mini Andy. And I don't know if it's like Andy Gladwin's child or something like that, but it's a brilliant bit. It's worth buying something from Vanishing Inc. just so you can watch this video. It automatically pops up whenever you buy anything. So yeah, I very much liked watching that. So the first bit of news, very, very trivial, but the first piece of news is that the Vanishing Inc. have changed their thanks for buying video, and it's actually really funny. Okay, big news that happened while I was on the plane on the way back to the UK. Blackpool, the Blackpool Magic Convention, which obviously takes place February every single year, have announced that their tickets are going on sale in the next day or two, but they've announced that it's now going to be a 4-day convention and not a 3-day convention. Now, typically, the Blackpool Magic Convention ran on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They had an unofficial auction on the Thursday, but it really ran for the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and a lot of people would come on the Wednesday to make kind of a trip of it, right? Well, the first thing that Blackpool have announced is that it's now going to be a 4-day convention. So it's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to run over 4 days. And they've announced a price increase as well. Now, this has typically, as you would expect, split the Magic community, because let's be honest, a lot of things split the Magic community these days. And this has split the Magic community. There's some people that are saying it's ridiculous. Why are Blackpool putting their prices up? It's insane that their prices should go up. That is ridiculous. It has now become too expensive, and you know it's too much money. Whilst other people are saying, well, you know, what are you complaining about? It's always been too cheap. And the price hasn't really gone up that much, but they have put the price up significantly. I think it's £50 or something. The price has gone up, absolutely, but they are giving us an extra day. Now, here's my opinion on this, because every single person seems to be giving their opinion. My opinion, very simply, is Blackpool has always been too cheap, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't get how anybody... And look, if you're struggling for cash and you can't afford to go, that's absolutely fine. Although if you can't afford to go, I don't think the price increase would change that. I don't think that would make any difference. I think you can either afford to go or you can't afford to go. And in the past, I've not been able to afford to go to Blackpool. So you know what? I haven't gone, and I've gone when I have been able to afford it. But the fact that the price increase is there, I don't think that really should affect anybody that went in 2024, for example. The price for Blackpool has always been very, very cheap. It's always been very inexpensive, especially when you compare it to other multi-day conventions. You look at something like the Genie conventions that were around back in the day. You look at the IBM conventions before they became a one-day convention. You look at Magic Live and places like that. Blackpool gives you so much more value. It's the largest dealer hall in the world, bar none. It's ridiculously huge, and it gets bigger every single year. The amount of lectures they have, the amount of shows that they have, no convention comes close. No convention comes close to what you get with Blackpool. And, you just go and see one show. Go and watch. If something like the Gala show was on as a show in the West End, for example, or in a theatre somewhere, you'd be paying probably half of what the total cost is for the whole convention just to see that one show. But you're getting multiple shows, both in the day and in the evening. You're getting multiple shows on top of the lectures, on top of everything else. It's insane to me that people think this is too expensive. If you think that Blackpool is too expensive with the price increase, then you need to go to Magic Live. And you know what's really weird, what I've found really weird? Most of the people, pretty much exclusively, everybody that's complaining about the price increase are UK-based magicians. Thousands of people come to Blackpool every single year, and they come from abroad. They have to buy plane tickets over here. They have to buy accommodation for days upon end and get food and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. But the travel expenses to get over to the UK is much higher than a UK magician that can just hop on the train or drive up to Blackpool, right? And yet they're not the ones complaining. The ones that are complaining are the people in the UK. And as I say, I don't see why you would complain. Here's the thing. Inflation is a thing. Things are going up all of the time. The cost of living is going up. I know how because I'm friends with Russ Brown. I'm friends with Russ Stevens. I'm friends with Guy Barrett. I'm friends with these people. So because of that, I know how much things cost. You have no idea how much it costs to run the Blackpool Magic Convention. You have no idea. Just to hire the tech in for a few days is a ridiculous amount of money. You look at the production of those shows and those lectures. And this year, 2025, nobody really moaned. Because of the multiple lectures and they'd taken it, you can see that the team are taking all of the feedback on board and trying to improve it every single time. Things are so much better than any other convention. Cost of living, things go up. And you know the irony here? The irony is a lot of the people that are moaning about the price increase are the same people that I've seen go on places like Magicians Only and moan about magicians that are undercharging. They're like, oh, it's bringing the whole thing down. You shouldn't undercharge. You should charge what you feel you're worth. And you should charge more. And don't be afraid to put your prices up. Unless it's a magic convention, then you've got to keep the same prices. The prices are going up. They just are. I personally think, honestly, they could have kept it a 3-day convention and put the price increase in place, and it still would have been an incredible deal. The fact that they've put an extra day on, and then there's people going, well, I don't want to come for 4 days. Well, don't. Look at it as a 3-day convention, and the price has gone up, and don't come for the Thursday. I look at the Thursday as a bonus. I know, by the way, having spoken to Russ Stevens and Russ Brown, I know that the Thursday is going to be off the charts good because I know they're going to want to make an impact like they do with everything else they do. But yeah, the price has increased, the amount of days that you're now probably, I don't know if the auction's going to go through to the Wednesday. I have no idea. But you know what? It is what it is. The price has gone up. Now, if you think that price increase is cost prohibitive and you cannot come to the convention, don't go. Simple. Don't go. Or come for 1 day. But I personally think that it is the best value in magic. And when you add up the amount of shows that you go to and the amount of lecturers that you go to, and I've read a couple of people going, oh, but I have to queue up for a while for the lectures. There's people that come and lecture at Blackpool that you'll never see anywhere else. They've never lectured in the UK. The only way you're going to be able to see them is at the Blackpool Magic Convention. They're not going to come over any other way or any other time. So queuing up to see a lecture of that magnitude, I don't see that as a problem. I really don't. It's kind of like, I look at Blackpool as almost like a theme park for magicians, right? You got to queue up for the best rides. There's some rides you don't have to queue up for because they're not as good as the other rides. There's some rides you are going to have to queue up for. It's exactly the same with Blackpool. With Blackpool, there's some lecturers that are going to be ridiculously popular. They're normally the ones that are on and doing 2 lectures, right? They're the ones that you're going to have to queue up for. That's just the way it is. Then there's other lecturers, you know, they're not going to be busy. You know, you can probably get a seat immediately without queuing up. But then you've got I'm not going to dwell on this anymore. I think the price increase is totally a non-issue, but it's simple, right? If you don't want to go, just don't go. That's it. You don't have to chat about it. The amount of arguments I've seen online about, well, I'm not going to go, I'm going to go, I'm not going to go. Let's talk about magic tricks. If you're not going to go, don't go. Okay, I have to talk, kind of a loose link here, and the loose link is Russ Stevens, because obviously Russ Stevens is one of the organisers of the Blackpool Magic Convention, and he's also the kind of the guy in charge of the magic at Britain's Got Talent. And I just have to say that some of the magic that's been going on Britain's Got Talent has been great. I've been catching up on it because I didn't see it while I was over in America. I've been catching up on it. I think that the young lad, Teddy, I thought he was exceptional. At like 7 or 8 years old, and his stage presence was brilliant. Teddy, if you're watching this, chef's kiss. Wonderful, wonderful routine. I really hope I'm going to see you in the audition, in the semi-finals. You had Harry Moulding as well. Now, I loved Harry's routine, and I think as magicians, this is something that we can learn. You look at Harry's routine, and at the end of the day, it's a simple revelation, right? That's all it is. It's a revelation. But the way that it was staged, the way that it was presented, it shows that a simple revelation can be made to be a huge deal that will fill a stage if you present it correctly to the audience. And it was really eye-opening watching his act. I loved his act, but I also loved the way that it showed me that you can take a simple revelation and you can make it a showstopper just by presenting the trick correctly, if that makes sense. If you haven't seen Harry Moulding, go and see him. Also, Janik Holst, I think it was, an illusionist, camp as a box of frogs, like doing illusions to Spice Girls, Spice Up Your Life, running around the stage. There was crystal caskets going on in there. There was a fire spiker without the fire going on in there. There was the appearing chair going on. There were so many different ways of making people appear on that stage, and he filled the stage. It reminded me a little bit, and this shows my age, it reminds me a little bit of Stevie Pink. Now, Stevie Pink went on BGT probably about 13 or 14 years ago now, and he got through to the semi-finals, and he was very camp. He did a very camp act, but he did very good illusions. I think in his audition, he did a levitation, but a really nice 360 levitation. And then in his semi-final piece, I'm pretty sure he made a motorbike appear. It reminded me a little bit of Stevie Pink in that it was very camp, very over the top, but it was very good. It was good. I really liked it. And then talk about making an illusion act your own. And then you had probably, I would say, the best magic act that I've ever seen on Britain's Got Talent, and that's Evan Choi. Where were all those bloody cards coming from? Where were all those cards coming from? He must have produced at least 1.5 atomic decks. Like, it was incredible. And, you know, I hadn't really seen Evan Choi before. I've now started looking into him. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Go out your way to watch Evan Choi. And I've said this every single year. I talk about this when it's America's Got Talent. I talk about it when it's Britain's Got Talent. These shows are great because it really raises the perception of magic up to the general public. And I know that we've had people ring up and want to book us because of the magic that's taking place on Britain's Got Talent. So, you know, this is always a good thing. And the level of magic, once again, we have to thank Russ Stevens for this. I know Russ works tirelessly all year round to make sure that the magic is the best that it can be. And this is another example of that. So congratulations, Ross Stevens, and all of the acts that have been on so far on Britain's Got Talent. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, let's switch to a weird one right now. I'm filming this. I've just got back to the UK. I'm filming this on the 1st of April. This video is going up tomorrow. So things might have changed by tomorrow. I don't know. But as of time of filming, if you don't know what's been going on with Jabzy, it's a little bit weird. Jabzy is apparently dead. And if that is the case, if Jabzy is dead, I offer my sincere condolences to his family. Like, absolutely, I offer my sincerest condolences. There's a lot of people that don't think he is dead. And Jabzy has always been somebody who fakes lots of videos. He's been a very controversial character. You know, as far back as I can remember, he's been very, very controversial. He's been doing stuff to get views, to get, you know, to game the algorithm, basically. And while I was over in the States, a friend of mine in America was like, hey, have you heard about Jabzy? I was like, no, what? Go look at his Instagram. And I looked at his Instagram, and there was a picture of him in a hospital bed, like all hooked up to tubes, and it was like, oh, he's not going to survive more than 5 days. And then there was another video, like screenshot that came on. It was just black, and it's like there's a 20% chance of him pulling through. There was videos from his grandmother talking about how she's saying prayers for him, and then you read the comments, and a lot of people were going in the comments and going, this is bullshit. I've spoken to him. I spoke to him yesterday. I've got proof. Go look at my Instagram page. And honestly, it was a bit like a rabbit warren for me, trying to figure out whether this is true or not. And on the way back, when I looked at his profile again, because I knew I wanted to talk about this, all of his videos got taken down. All of his posts got taken down. And there's only one that remains up there, and it just says, rest in peace, Jabzy. And it's like, hey, he hasn't made it through. And even then, in the comments to that post, we've got people saying, you know, that he's faking it and it's not real, and so on and so forth. I don't know. I don't know why anybody would actually do this. It's a weird thing to say. You know, I don't know. There's two options. I was going to say, I'd like to believe that he wouldn't fake something like this, because this is truly disgusting and despicable. But by me saying, I hope he's not faked it, I'm basically saying I hope he's dead, which I don't hope is dead. It's a really weird situation. Obviously, I don't want Jabzy to be dead, and I'd really like if he wasn't dead. But if he's not dead, it means that he's dragged his grandmother into this. It means he's dragged... And what makes people think about it is it started posting it 5 days ago, and now all of a sudden on April Fool's Day, you've got everything taken down, and hey, Jabzy, rest in peace. So I don't know what's going on here. I know he's a very controversial character. Having read through all of the comments, it's cast doubt, especially when you consider nothing's been reported anywhere else online. I've searched for Jabzy death. I've searched for so many different things. I've not seen anything on the press. I've not seen anything in the news. I've not seen anything online anywhere. It's literally just his Instagram account. To be clear, we will revisit this, and if this turns out to be something that he has faked in order to generate interest in his brand, one, I think he's committed career suicide, and two, you know, somebody who's had people in the hospital that I've been very, very worried about, and it's been touch and go whether they were going to be okay or not. I find this absolutely despicable. If he's done that, if he has passed away, I'm so sorry to his family. I don't really know what to say about this. I don't know which... The evidence supports the fact that it's all fake, but I don't want to jump in all guns blazing, feet first, if that's not the case. It's kind of a really weird situation. Why they're taking videos down, putting it back up again, it's all very odd. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you aware of this Jabzy situation? Honestly, we will be revisiting this one way or another. But ultimately, it's magic news. I wanted to bring it to your attention. There's a big cloud of negativity behind whether he's actually done this or not. I kind of think it's very despicable if he has faked it. We will see. Okay, so let's talk about another magic convention that's taking place very, very soon. It's one of my favourite conventions of the year, and that's the Tricks in the Sticks convention. Tricks with an X, Tricks in the Sticks with an X, which has been going for many, many years. Jeremy from Practical Magic originally set up the Tricks in the Sticks convention, and then when Jeremy passed away, Gary Dunn, who bought Practical Magic, and John Kimmons, who had a very close working relationship with Jeremy, carried on the Tricks in the Sticks tradition. And last year they moved to Staffordshire, away from kind of the Wales area, which it was before. And a lot of people said it was a very positive change in terms of the venue. And it's one of my favourite conventions because they don't take themselves too seriously. It's a convention designed specifically for family entertainers and kids entertainers. And it's a great convention. Everybody's super friendly. You've got some dealers that you won't see anywhere else. They've had some amazing acts on over the course of previous years. They've had some Eric Leclerc last year, who was lecturing specifically about kids entertainment and kids, family entertainment and so on and so forth. They've had Dan Harlan in the past. They've had a whole bunch of people. So the Tricks in the Sticks convention is taking place on the 12th and the 13th of May. I believe there are still tickets. I am going. I'm hoping to take Nemed Phoenix with me as well. Me and Nemed have been before, and we absolutely love the Tricks in the Sticks convention. So there you go, 12th to the 13th of May. If you're a family entertainer or a kids entertainer, then you absolutely want to check out the Tricks in the Sticks convention. As a kind of a link to the Tricks in the Sticks convention, there is also a Facebook group for Tricks in the Sticks, and it's a great Facebook group, especially if you're a children's entertainer or a family entertainer and you do kid shows. And there's been a couple of posts in that group recently, and it's worth talking about. It's very UK based, although there are performers from all over the world. And a lot of people are saying that there's been a distinct lack of inquiries for kids' parties over the course of the last 3 or 4 months. And, that they're seeing that bookings are down, inquiries are down. And, a lot of people are saying that across the board. And I think this is, I know as an industry, there's a lot of direct and indirect competition. There's a lot of different things that a kid can do when they get their birthday. It's not just the traditional birthday party these days. There's a million different things that kids can do. So there's a lot of direct competition. There's also a lot of indirect competition. However, I think that if you embrace modern marketing techniques, social media, SEO, PPC, and you really focus on that, I think that you can still find that the market is great. I think there's still a lot of inquiries to be had, but I think the problem is, I think before the pandemic, a lot of people got their work through word of mouth, and that was all great and all good and all well and good. And then what happened is, over the pandemic, it all ended, obviously. And then when we came back after the pandemic, everybody wanted a party. So it was very, very easy to get bookings. And that ran through sort of 2022 and 2023. And then what happened is, at that point then, it became a little bit harder to get kids work, or just gigs in general. And I think at that point, that's when you need to start it. You need to start really kind of embracing modern marketing techniques. I don't think that word of mouth works as well these days as it did 5 or 6 years ago. And I still think it's a valid way to get gigs, but I think it needs to be supported by lots of other modern marketing techniques. And I think that's, to generate lots of inquiries, I think you need to have a good website. I think you need to have a good social media presence. I think you need to have a content marketing strategy. I think you need to have an SEO strategy. I think you need to have a bunch of stuff in place. And I think that, this just isn't kids' parties and family parties, but I think that magicians worldwide, I think we need to understand that the world is changing and we have to move along with the world, and we have to present ourselves in a certain way, and we have to make sure that we understand and we are on top of any changes that take place within marketing. And that's how I think that you not only survive, but thrive in 2025 and onwards. So it's worth talking about. This is magic news. This is something that a lot of people are talking about at the moment. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you finding there's a lack of gigs? If you're a full-time pro or a part-time pro, are you finding there's a lack of gigs? And if they are, why do you think that is? I think that, if people really educate themselves on
digital marketing and on modern marketing strategies, I think that they should be okay. Now, earlier I mentioned Nemed Phoenix. Nemed Phoenix is a very good friend of mine. I've mentioned him several times on the channel. I consider Nemed to be one of the best close-up magicians in the world today. I think that Nemed is fantastic. I have the honor of calling him a friend, and I have the pleasure of performing with him on a regular basis. Well, I need to tell you all that he has launched, after promising to launch it for years, he has launched his own YouTube channel called Magicians Level Up. Now, it's worth going. He's just uploaded episode 2. He uploads every Monday. So Monday just gone. I'm filming this on the Tuesday. You're going to see it on the Thursday, right? So yesterday for me, he just uploaded episode 2. And basically what this is going to be is this is a year-long YouTube channel. Nemed puts a video up every single week for a year. And he's talking about certain goals that he needs to hit. He's been a full-time pro for many, many years, but because of a lot of circumstances, a lot of situations, some within his control, but a lot of outside of his control, he's not in a situation where he wants to be. And he's got lots of goals, lots of health-related goals, lots of business-related goals, lots of marketing-related goals, and lots of sort of magic-related goals. And he's setting up this channel as a way of accountability more than anything else. He wants to set up these goals. He wants to hit these goals, and he figures by actually doing it in public, he's kind of making sure that he stays on track. That was the original idea for the YouTube channel. What he didn't realize is there's a lot of people that are checking out this YouTube channel as well that also have goals to hit, and they're doing these goals alongside Nemed. In fact, to the point that Nemed set up a Facebook group where people can talk about their goals in there and talk about the latest episode that's gone up on YouTube. This is promising to be a very exciting YouTube channel. This is promising to be a very exciting journey. You know, Nemed's being very, very honest about the whole situation, which is great. And I'm loving episode 1. I'm loving episode 2. Just so you know, Nemed does a lot of videography for, you know, TCC and Murphy's Magic and Alakazam and places like that. So because of that, he knows how to put good videos up. His video quality is so much better than here at Magic TV. And so you're going to see good quality videos, but he's interviewing lots of people as well. He's just put up an interview with Caroline Raven, but he's interviewing people about one specific thing that he needs to know to help him hit his goals, which I think is really smart. And the episodes are about half an hour in length. He vlogs what he's done that week. He has an interview. He does a review. He talks about books that he's actually read that help him. It's great. Magicians Level Up is the YouTube channel, and also the Facebook group. It's very, very, very worth subscribing because the first 2 episodes have been brilliant, and it's required viewing as far as I'm concerned. So there you go. Nemed Phoenix, Magician Levels Up. You can go and subscribe to the YouTube channel right now. Talking about another exceptional close-up magician, going from Nemed Phoenix to Stephen Frayne, the man who used to be known as Dynamo, has now started his run in London. He's doing a show called Stephen Frayne Up Close, and Magical. That's it, Stephen Frayne, Up Close and Magical. He's doing a show. It's running every single day in London, in Soho, through to the 11th of May. It started a few days ago. It's running through to the 11th of May. If you are have any interest in magic, the feedback that has been gotten from people that have attended this show is nothing short of phenomenal. I am absolutely planning on going with Ryland and Thea. So if you want to go and check out his new show, it's very, very different. It's not a stage show. It's a very close-up and personal show, hence the title, Up Close and Personal. You can go and just Google Stephen Frayne, Up Close and Magical. It's running through to the 11th of May in Soho in London. Go and check it out. It's getting rave reviews. Okay, a couple more points to talk about and then we're done. The first is on the 26th and 27th of April, so coming up in just a few weeks, we have the Enchanted Magic Convention with Chris Cross. Up in Newcastle area. I'm going to be there. Ryland's going to be on the gala show as well. I'm going to be on the gala show. I'm also going to be doing a lecture. I am really looking forward to this convention. I am really, really, really looking forward to this convention. So it's taking place 26th, 27th of April, and tickets are ridiculously cheap. and you can go and check out everything. He's got an amazing lineup. Next week I'll talk about the lineup that he's got. We'll delve a little bit deeper into this, but he's got an amazing lineup of people. If you haven't picked up a ticket, please do so. Support Chris. He puts this convention on as a labour of love, and it'd be wonderful if you could go and support him. And then finally, the final point is I've just come back from Penguin Magic. And I'll do a video on this at some point soon. But while I was over there, I filmed some projects. I also met some other magicians that were there filming projects for Penguin as well. They've got some stonking stuff coming out soon. I saw an incredible poker chip routine by a guy called Dante that blew my mind. Like, blew my mind. 3 different coloured poker chips. Things are jumping around all over the place. I've never been so fooled. It was brilliant. I also saw possibly the greatest sandwich routine of all time. I don't want to talk about this much, but I'm telling you right now, I will shout from the rooftops. I'm going to give a quote to Sean Dunn about this. This is possibly the best sandwich routine I have ever seen. It's remarkable. Take anything that you know about sandwich tricks and throw it in the bin. This is brilliant. Also, while I was over there, I was filming a whole bunch of stuff myself, including a brand new key-related product that I have coming out soon, and is coming out with permission from a very well-known creator of magic who released a key trick many, many years ago that I consider to be the greatest key trick of all time. And I got the rights from him to be able to re-release this trick and bring it in line with the Keymaster range. So if you know the Keymaster range, I have a range of, I have the Keymaster set, and then Gatekeeper came out, almost a year later, and we're always adding to the Keymaster infrastructure. Well, this is designed to work with Keymaster keys, and it is, I'm telling you right now, the greatest key trick of all time. So look out for that soon. I also worked on a couple of coin items, one of which is my own, and one of which I was working on behalf of Seth Race. For those of you that don't know, I've worked with Seth quite a lot. I've worked with him on his Capsize project. I've worked with him on his Flip Palm project. I've worked with Seth on so many different things over the years. It's always a joy to work with Seth Race, because Seth is an absolute genius. And I'm telling you right now, the coin project that I actually worked on for him is a game changer. It really is a game changer. It is a brand new coin gimmick, and I know all the gimmick coins. I've worked with all the gimmick coins. I have never seen a coin gimmick like this before, and I was lucky enough that that Seth allowed me to actually work on the project and develop some routines for it. So look out for that soon. If you see Seth's Race on name on a coin trick, then look out for it, because honestly, it's incredible. So there you go, guys. That's another magic news in the bag. And I want to say thanks again for everybody that reached out in the last 3 weeks and said hi. And you are the reason why I come back, why I've come back. Everybody that watches this channel is the reason why I've come back. And I've tried in the past to change, to be something that I'm not, to try and get the people that don't like me to like me, and it took till now for me to realise that I don't need to worry about them, and all I need to do is worry about the people that do like me. So next time you see me wallowing in self-pity, next time you see me pissed off with the world, next time you see me replying to negatives instead of positives, just slap me around the face and tell me to have a quiet word with myself. Because, I don't want to slip back into old habits. And don't forget, tomorrow I've got a full tutorial coming up, a 1-hour lecture on unique routines with the double backer. Look out for that. Outside of that, thank you so much once again for joining me right here. I'll see you again soon. It's good to be back. My name's Craig, and as normal, this is Magic TV.